Good morning. I'm Kristen Folletti, and welcome to News Desk on SiliconANGLE TV for Thursday, May 23rd, 2013. After a string of high-profile account hacks, Twitter has finally taken action to make users' accounts more secure. Join us to provide details on Twitter's new security measures is SiliconANGLE Senior Managing Editor, Kristen Nicole. Good morning, Kristen. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Twitter is introducing a form of two-step authentication in order to help users better secure their accounts. So, Kristen, to begin, explain to us how the two-step process is going to work.
This is something that you'll be able to find in your Twitter account settings. So if you head to settings, there'll be a security option, a new option for you to enable this tool for the two-step verification. And you'll need to give them your email address that's associated with the account, as well as a phone number. And so whenever you or someone else attempts to log into your Twitter account from a new location, you'll have the second step process required to log in. So it's something that Twitter will send to your phone. You get it on your phone, and now you have that second password that you'll have to provide upon login.
Now, in what ways is this process more secure than the previous process?
Well, it separates these two passwords across two devices. So the theory is if someone has come across your account information and they're able to log in on Twitter.com, also note this is for a website login, not for the mobile applications. So if you go to Twitter.com and you try to log in, if you don't have that second step that comes through your phone, that second password that's available only on your phone, then you can't log in. So if someone has your account information, they try to log in, the assumption is they're not going to have your phone as well. So that should limit the number of hacks that we've seen on Twitter lately.
Okay. Will all Twitter accounts automatically be updated to the feature, or do users have the option to choose if they want to require that two-step process?
This is something that users can choose. It's something that you have to go in and enable with your account. So it won't be automatic to all users.
Now, our viewers may remember our report on a recent series of high-profile hackings on Twitter, which were carried out by the Syrian Electronic Army. This two-step authentication process comes following those incidents. So the question is, Kristen, is this new process effective enough that it would have blocked those attacks? How well is it going to protect against future hacking attempts?
So in theory, this should have helped in the particular attacks that we've seen recently on Twitter. The one question that does come up, though, is how Twitter is going to address the same process for brands. So if there's a situation where a brand is managing an account, maybe you remember the McDonald's Burger King mix-up on Twitter. So those are brands that are represented on Twitter. Most likely multiple people have access to that account, and if you have a two-step verification process that comes only through a single mobile phone, then how do you enable multiple people to log in, still having this extra security step? So that is one question that still remains. In theory, with the particular attacks from the Syrian army, this should have worked given the phishing attack that was used to take the passwords, but there are still some security concerns lingering.
Mm-hmm. Within hours of Twitter announcing its new authentication process, Mega Upload founder Dotcom tweeted that he owned the copyright behind two-step verification and that U.S. companies, including Twitter, Facebook, and Google, were infringing on his copyright. So first off, is this true? And if so, is Twitter in danger of legal action by Dotcom?
There's a couple of folks claiming that they have some sort of proprietary claim over a two-step verification authentication process. And Dotcom is one of the latest. So one of the things to really highlight in this case is the fact that he's been tweeting about this, and he's also seemingly using this as a way to kind of maybe gain some support, monetary support even, for the legal cases that he's currently fighting. It does not really seem like this is legal action that Twitter needs to worry about at this time, or any other company for that matter, or if there is some other legal claim here, it really seems, based on Kim.com's tweet, that he's actually using this as a way to redirect attention back to the current legal issues that he's dealing with over Mega Upload and the other things that are going on in his life right now.
Now, you mentioned that more than one company is trying to claim rights to this process. Strikeforce is another company who has claimed ownership of the technology behind that two-step verification. And following the launch of Microsoft's two-step authentication service, the company said Microsoft is one of the companies that's on their hit list for legal action. So if other companies are threatening these sorts of lawsuits, should Twitter be looking at a different security solution? What's your opinion?
Oh, there's always patent claims being thrown around in the tech sector. And there are several companies that already offer a two-step authentication process. So we'll just have to see how far these legal claims go. I think that the technology's been around for some time. There's multiple ways to offer a two-step process. So I think whatever the ultimate ramifications are, whatever rulings come about from this, I think there's certainly going to be options for companies like Twitter and Microsoft to take. Yahoo is another one that has suffered from a lot of attacks lately with Yahoo Mail, and one of the ways that we have recommended our readers minimize that hacking is a two-step verification process. And this is something that's used a great deal in corporate settings. So for people that are logging into office assigned machines, if they're not at the office and possibly using a different network, whatever the case may be, this is something that has certainly, the technology has been around for some time. So with these legal claims, I think that Twitter should always be aware of what's going on in that case, but also recognize that there will always be some way in which to offer additional security to users.
Now, there was some delay involved in the rollout of Twitter's latest two-step service. Did they address any reasoning behind the holdup?
So the information that they provided, what we know about the slow or the delayed rollout, staggered rollout, is that they are working on additional security features. So this is an opportunity where we could possibly see additional options besides or added to this two-step process. And maybe also an opportunity to address the lingering issues that I mentioned before with multiple people accessing one account for brand management purposes.
Any guesses as to what other security solutions Twitter might have up its sleeve?
One thing that I think will be important for them to address is how security can be enhanced for mobile users and for those either using the Twitter app directly or really managing their Twitter through a third-party application. So right now you'll need a temporary password to do that for applications, mobile app and third-party applications. But this seems like it's something that Twitter is likely working on and could be one of the features that they mentioned will be added in the future.
Well, Kristen, thanks so much for taking the time with us. Great to see you.
Thank you. You take care.
And still to come on SiliconANGLE TV, Microsoft gets served with cease and desist orders. But up next, we'll have the senior editor of O'Reilly Media make his debut here on News Desk.